Panic in the Valley. And there's a picture of the President, His Excellency William Ruto, walking towards State House, maybe. Mm-hmm. And he's back to, I don't know, where. The turnout in Downlaod did more than fill a vacant parliamentary seat. It took the political bedrock of the Rift Valley. Rather, it shook the political bedrock of the Rift Valley. For President William Ruto's inner circle, the by-election result has evolved from a single electoral upset into a political alarm. At the weekend, the president's allies, led by Head of Public Service Felix Koske, rallied the Kalenjin community to register as voters in large numbers, warning that President Ruto faces what they described as a monumental threat. The message was unmistakable. Every new voter card could either reinforce their political base or strengthen the opposition. With the DCP showing the ground is no longer as solid as once thought, the race to register, mobilize and secure every vote has begun, turning the routine exercise of voter registration into the first battleground in the run-up to 2027. Yeah, that was interesting that over the weekend everybody's okay. It's clear in some ways that the secret is in the numbers. Mm-hmm. If you have people coming out unequivocally, there's very little then that you can do. So they've come out to say, look, you need to back your own, essentially, is what they're saying. I'm
really getting tired of regional politics and politics of ethnicity, though. I think we should just get out of that box.
Well,
everyone now is retreating to their tribal cocoons and now asking the people, you see, now you need to back me up because mimi ni wenu, wewe ni mtu wetu.
Which you don't.
At the end of the day, once you become president, you are president for all the other tribes, for the 55 million people. So at what point then will we ever just be grown-ups and say no to tribalism, to negative ethnicity? I mean, anyway.
Looking into more stories, teachers, civil servants to earn more under the new SRC pay review. It's interesting that this is happening, and I think that, look, I don't think teachers are paid enough. Yep. I don't think that they're recognized in terms of the fundamental role that they play in terms of the society. However, I think that there are certain ducks in a row that need to be gotten before you look at this. Mm-hmm. But all the same, I couldn't agree more that if there's an SRC pay review and that teachers, amongst other civil servants, should actually be earning more, that the money is available. Pay the teachers. Pay them. Because the work that they do is unmatched, number one. And number two, that they're influencing lives and that you're going to then incentivize them for this, I think, is extremely important. In Taita Taveta, 2 men die by suicide every week. Every week. So if you've had 20 weeks in the last, however many weeks that you've had in the first half of the year, 25 weeks, that you've lost 50 men in Taita Taveta.
So you're talking about 100 plus in a year? Yes.
That's just in Taita Taveta.
Yeah.
Kiambu leaders confront deadly alcoholism crisis. I remember that former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and his wife, Dorcas Gachagua, were very intent on fighting this thing and talking about the fact that too many people would be in a drunken stupor at 9 a.m. and that you would walk into certain towns and you find people having been drunk the whole night and they're not doing anything. And it is actually hitting certain counties more than others, certain areas more than others. People have done studies, but residents of Ndumberi say young men are trapped in addiction and they're dying prematurely. Politicians have come up with initiatives, particularly indoor games, to occupy the youth.
I'll ask the question. I remember under the laws, right? Mm-hmm. There are operating hours when a pub should open, when a wines and spirits should open and operate, right?
Yes.
But if you just do a drive or just walk around your hood, you'd find wines and spirits, bars open, and people are drinking openly during the day. So then, where is enforcement of the law? Thank you.
There isn't.
There you go.
Simple.
There you go.
There isn't. To me, this is it's formulaic. If you want this, you do this.
Yeah, it's so simple.
It's very simple.
It's very simple. How do you have a wines and spirit or a bar 200 meters away from a school? Exactly
or sharing a fence with a school.
Or sharing a fence with a school. What does the law say with regard to distance from schools, from places of worship? What does the law say? So at the point when someone is given license to operate, the person who's giving that license should actually be in jail for doing what? breaking the law. We know exactly what we need to do.
But the bottom line here is the almighty shilling, and that's what people are after.
Okay.
So this is a big one. It's still to be. MPs are demanding answers over the dismissal of 18 pregnant police recruits. They're recruits, but when they were at Kiganjo, no,
They were not.
yeah.
When they were joining during the,
during the recruitment
exercise.
If they were pregnant, what happened? Anyway, the National Assembly has demanded an explanation from the National Police Service concerning the dismissal of 18 female recruits from Kiganjo Police Training College. The recruits were dismissed after they tested positive for pregnancy. MPs questioned the legality of the decision. Makueni MP Suzanne Kiamba said the dismissal raised questions, rather issues of compliance with the Constitution, labor laws, and principles of fair administrative action. The dismissal of female recruits solely on the basis of pregnancy has raised legitimate public concern regarding compliance with the Constitution, existing labor laws, and the principles of fair administration. Now, the NPS confirmed in May that the recruits were discontinued from training course because of pregnancy. She said it is unclear whether the pregnancies occurred before the women reported for training or during the course. Okay. I don't know that there would be an issue during the training program and how rigorous it was, and that you were not able to participate if you were pregnant. And if they were doing it for the safety of these women, or they were doing it because they felt that the pregnancy would not allow them to operate as a police officer would be required to. So it's sticky.
It's sticky. It's sticky because at the end of the day, the police service is looking at the safety. At the end of the day, then there are labor laws and the Constitution as well that has to be looked into. But then one asks the question as members of Parliament, what are they doing to look at the National Police Service Act that would then enable those who are found pregnant, perhaps, to be, for their recruitment into, appointment into the force, to be delayed until that time when they have delivered, then they can come back and training and further absorption into the system. I mean, again, MPs, ni kazi yenu, you know exactly what you need to do. Amendment happens in the house where you sit in. Look at the National Police Service Act. Look at the standing orders within the Police Service Act when it comes to recruitment of those who are getting there, women who are pregnant. What does it say?
So they're trying to establish what exactly happened, whether they got pregnant while in training or they actually... See, I beg. They'll tell us whether they're going to be reinstated, but the fact of the matter is that they're pregnant. And if there's certain things that they want them to do, they say, come and go and born first and then come back. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, it's sticky because what do the laws say?
Exactly.
The All-Kala by-election defeat sends Ruto allies back to the drawing board, and that's what we're probably going to see over time. I thought it was interesting that Kapsabet Member of Parliament, Oscar Sudi, said yesterday that the government is going to give the second loser in this All-Kala by-election a job, you know, because he's poor.
Okay.
And he needs something to do. So, tutampatia kazi tu. Serikali itamwekea kitu.
You know,
I thought that was interesting.
That's when that man needs to go back to Parliament, pass bills and laws that would make cost of doing business in the country be affordable for many, so that this poverty we're talking about, manufacturing and everything can happen.
No,
so that we can address poverty.
But you wanted him to be a member of Parliament so that he could stop being poor.
That's what he's saying. So one would argue that he's also in Parliament because he was poor and now he's wealthy.
And then you're also reserving jobs for people, or how does that work exactly? Now, this is, according to this story on page 5, IEBC should be worried by citizens guarding the vote move. Why IEBC should be worried by citizens guard the vote move? Because that's exactly what people did. This vote, we're going to guard it because we don't want any foul play here.
Don't trust you.
And exactly, that's what they're telling you. The people are telling you, we do not trust you. So we're going to watch you with hawk-eye precision until you finish counting and then declare it. So you would be ready for next year when they say we are watching. Now, IEBC should be worried because people are not going to allow you get away with anything that you may have gotten away with prior.
It's so sad that people don't even trust the police, that the citizens have to stop police officers and search them. Because people are like, how do we know that you're not here to stuff ballot boxes? That is